Hey guys, I have an extra special video for you today. Today I'm joined by my friend Nicole. Over on YouTube you can find her channel MissVranHalen's. And Nicole is awesome. She's a beauty blogger, she is a foodie, so she creates some really healthy, awesome recipes. And she even talks about inner beauty and what that means to her and for other people and how they can improve in that area. Pretty cool stuff. So today we thought it might be kind of fun to switch some videos, get a different perspective, and just let you learn more from somebody else that is an expert in that area. So I'm so excited to bring to you 5 different questions that Nicole is going to be answering to help us get a better understanding of how we can improve our physical appearance and our internal appearance through inner beauty. So let's just go ahead and get started. Okay, so our first question is kind of a get to know you question. So tell us what you cover on your YouTube channel. What topics do you cover? Why did you even start a YouTube channel? And lastly, what advice could you give to someone who is maybe considering starting a YouTube channel, but is really stinking afraid of what other people might think? What can you tell them to help them get over that fear?
Hey guys, my name's Nicole. I have a YouTube channel called MissVranHalen's and I make beauty and lifestyle videos. I started my channel because I was just a huge fan of YouTube videos, especially beauty, like in the beauty community. And I thought I had some interesting things to offer, especially kind of budget-friendly options, because as much as I love makeup and I love shopping, I work full-time. I'm also a student. I'm still a college student. And so I wasn't always able to like pick up everything. So I just wanted to share the things that I use in my real everyday life that I thought other people might be able to benefit from too. But I always was kind of hoping that it would be more than just makeup, which is why I've really started to incorporate my Mindful Monday videos, because there is no eyeshadow, like there's no makeup or hair or outfit item that is really going to help you feel better about yourself if you don't love who you are or don't do those things to just kind of enhance who you are on the inside. The second part of that question is, what kind of advice would I give to someone who wants to start a channel but might be afraid? And I would definitely recommend that you do it. When I started a little more than 2 years ago, and maybe like 2.5, and it's evolved and changed so much in ways that I never thought it would, just in terms of understanding how to use light and how to operate a camera and how to edit. Like all those things were self-taught. And I think that being comfortable on camera and utilizing social media and all those things that go into having a YouTube channel, I hadn't really thought about that. I just thought about like whether or not my friends would make fun of me for being on a YouTube video. But what was really cool is a lot of my friends were really supportive and my family was really supportive. They thought it was cool. And all the other things, like all the technical things that I learned, have really given me a useful tool that I love. And now this is like all I want to do all day, every day, is make YouTube videos. But I will say that there is a downside to that, and that what you see in like a 5 or 10 minute YouTube video, there's a ton of work that goes behind it in terms of like editing and all that stuff. So it isn't as easy as it looks, but I don't think that should stop you from trying it if you feel like you really want to, and if you feel like you have useful information to offer people.
Okay, question number 2. What beauty products that are totally worth spending the extra money on? This is a selfish question because I really do want to know this too.
Actually, it's a BB gel, and it's from Cover Effects, and you can get it at Sephora. I'll add some links for Whitney so she can put that in the description box. But it's a BB gel, and it has like mattifiers, and it's really good if you're acne prone, or if you're not, or if you're just oily and you want to make sure that you stay nice and matte all day. And it's really good for summer because it doesn't have bad ingredients in it. Like there's a whole list of ingredients that most BB creams and BB gels do have that it does not have, like right on the stand at Sephora. So if I know I'm going to be outside, I definitely will treat myself to a really good product, because I think in the long run it's going to save me money, because I'm not going to have to use a bunch of skincare products to reverse the acne and the clogged pores and all that stuff that comes from using a less expensive product that maybe has some not as good ingredients. Does that make sense?
What advice can you give to someone who's trying to dress more professionally but is on a tight budget? What stores do they go to? Where do they start? Help us.
I have quite a few suggestions for stores, because there are some really awesome stores where you can find a bunch of really awesome stuff that is going to be professional but also be young and kind of current. One of those is of course Forever 21, because they have an entire section that is mostly kind of like, it's a little bit nicer fabric. It's a little bit more sophisticated cuts and hemlines and colors, and it's really professional, but it's also still young and kind of trendy. Less obvious options would be, I really like lulus.com. I also really like toby.com, but I would be careful with both Lulu's and Toby because as much as I love them, they are not necessarily always the most professional. They have a lot of really fun, young, like hip things, but there are definitely options that I would recommend. They have really nice skirts sometimes. They have some cool blouses and stuff like that. So if you go on the website and you're like, I cannot wear this romper with cutouts that's backless, that you'll see probably on the front page when you go there, just do a little bit of digging and you'll find some really affordable options. You have to remember that most of the time at work, you're sitting for hours and hours and hours. So when you're in the dressing room, whatever store it's in, try to sit down on the little chair in there and see if you could comfortably sit in that outfit for the, however many hours you have to be at work, because that's going to really, more than the way that you look, the way that you feel is really important. And if you're going to be uncomfortable, it doesn't matter how cute your outfit is.
Okay, our next question number 4. What is one thing that you have purchased that has actually saved you money?
A product that I actually really recommend because you end up saving money. You end up investing a little bit in the beginning, but you actually save money, is this curling iron from T3. And it actually comes with 3 barrels. So you're buying 1 curling iron and you're actually getting 3 because you just pop out this first one and you can change it. And they're really cool. They're all the clampless curling irons. So you get this really cool kind of trendy beachy wave effect. This one is tapered. It's from T3, did I say that? This one is tapered. So it gives you that kind of like, OG Taylor Swift tapered curl. This is the one that I use the most. It is has an even barrel all the way down, so it doesn't taper, but it has a really pretty spiral effect, and it's the one that I used for today. And then this one is the same thing, but a little bit bigger. So if you're not looking for a really curly look, you just want to add some body and some really natural waves, this is perfect for that. So you are kind of investing in this one iron, but it is a really good quality iron. So it's going to last you a really long time, and you don't have to go out and buy 3 irons. You get 3 in 1. So I definitely recommend that.
Okay, so low self-esteem has some major implications in our life. It affects our relationships, it affects our relationship with money and how we spend our money or how we don't spend our money, either way. But it also really affects us internally. So this is such a problem for so many people. What advice can you give to someone who is struggling with low self-esteem? They don't feel pretty enough, they don't feel good enough, they just feel like they suck in life. What advice can you give them to help them get through this tough time?
This is probably my favorite question that Whitney asked so far, because it's something that I talk about a lot on my channel, because I really think that there's no shortcut way to be confident, and there obviously comes from so many different places. I think for me, the number one thing that gives me confidence has absolutely nothing to do with the way that I look, and it has more to do with feeling like I know my purpose and I know what I want to do with my life, and I'm very driven. I think that really gives me a sense of value because I have something to do that when I wake up in the morning, I'm excited to get up and do it, and that is, YouTubing, and I'm studying journalism, and so there's kind of like a lot of things that go involved with that, but being on camera and being able to share tips and tricks and stuff like that in a variety of mediums, that is what I get so excited to wake up and do in the morning, and it fills me with purpose because I see that it affects people, and I see that for me, even if literally no one watched, I love doing it. One of my favorite quotes is that if you are interested, you'll be interesting, and I think the more things that you're interested in, the more interesting you will be, and that really gives you a place to belong and a sense of confidence. And if you don't know what your purpose is, or you don't have things, maybe it's not your overall purpose, maybe it's just you have a lot of interest, that is the same thing. Anything that just gets you excited and that you want to learn more about, and that if someone was talking to you, they would feel like really interested in what, and they could see that light in you, that gives you confidence. And if you don't know what that is, then all you have to do is explore, find out what kind of things that you are sort of interested in, or that you kind of naturally spend your time doing, and find more ways to do that. It doesn't even have to be in a professional way. It could just be, like I said, for hobbies. Maybe you love cooking, you know, maybe you try out recipes and you get really excited to start cooking, and eventually you're going to be a really good cook. And just pursuing that passion takes the emphasis off of you and on how you're feeling about yourself, and it puts it into something else, which I also think is a really big part of confidence. Because I think a lot of times when we're feeling bad about ourselves, it's because we're so focused on ourselves and also the way that we're perceived. So I think having outside interests and pursuing your passion and having fun hobbies almost distracts you from being able to sit there and obsess over how pathetic you feel and how your life isn't exactly the way that you want it to look. But from a physical standpoint, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you that that's not important, because it is. I think that there's something that's really empowering and makes you feel really confident about taking care of yourself. So eating healthy, sleeping, doing your hair and makeup in the morning, and getting a nice outfit on, and accessorizing, all those things, they may seem superficial and like they don't matter. And in the grand scheme of things, they are superficial and they don't matter. But on a day-to-day basis, the ritual of getting yourself ready to have another day and preparing yourself for a good day and making yourself feel and look beautiful on the outside, the result of that gives you confidence. You are going to carry yourself differently when you feel like you look good versus when you feel like you don't. And when you've had a good night's sleep versus when you haven't. And when your hair, it looks the way you want it to versus when you feel like it's a mess. And there's a certain amount of, like, when you walk down the street, like if you don't want people to be looking at you and you don't want to make eye contact with people, or you really hope you don't run into someone you know, you're going to carry yourself differently on a day like that than you are on a day where you feel like really good about yourself and you would love to run into someone you know. And I just think that that is why it's not so superficial, and why it is important to do those things, because that has a ripple effect. And when you step out into the world looking and feeling your best, you're going to be a better person. You're going to have a better impact on your own life, obviously, and maybe even on other people's lives. So I don't think it's superficial. I think it's really important. So that's my 2 cents. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you want to see the video that Whitney and I did together on my channel, just go to youtube.com/MissVranHalen or check out the description bar below. And thanks, Whitney. I'll see you later. Bye.
Okay, so those are Nicole's answers to some of my favorite questions, and some questions that I hear from you guys quite a bit too. So thank you so much, Nicole. I appreciate you coming on here and sharing your expertise in this area. It's an area that a lot of people, myself included, really struggle with. So truly, thank you so much for sharing your advice. And thank you for watching this video. If you guys like this video, please like it and give it the little thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also to Nicole's channel. So be sure to check out her stuff. She has some really awesome content on her YouTube channel as well. Remember, if you want abnormal results, you have to do abnormal things. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys on Thursday.